Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live, and we're gonna just do random drafts today. We're gonna do some Christmas hurry ups. We're gonna do maybe a Saturday playbook. Uh, do a like Wildcat and just kind of splash all over the place. Everything except for playoff best ball. I will not do any playoff best ball until later. I'm not as big of a fan as most people, so. All right, here we go. We're going to start with Christmas hurry ups. We're going to do a few of these. I haven't really done rankings on these, but we're going to do some. Uh, it's a 50 max, 5,000 to first. I haven't decided if I'm going to max this or not. I definitely want to get at least 20 of these in. I don't know how many of these I have done so far. I have done 6 of these so far. And I kind of don't hate this Malik Davis click late. That is something I'm going to say. We have been seeing them use him just a little more lately. Hey, what's up, Sat ATL? Yeah. So when I start doing playoff best ball stuff, I'm actually going to primarily do drafters as well. Hendo, take my brain. Yeah, please. My best case scenario for me for week 17 is Josh Jacobs starts at quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. I think that would be pretty good for my best ball bags. I have like 5 shares of I got 6 teams live, including the fourth quarters. I think 3 or 4 of them have Josh Jacobs on it, and 3 or 4 of them have James Cook on them. So those are 2 players I was between 5 and 6% on both of them. Like I wasn't out, but I was having a harder time getting to Jacobs. Like I was taking Hampton above James Cook the entire year until he moved up, and then I was Pickens over him. And then with Josh Jacobs, I preferred McBride and T. Higgins. So I didn't get to at the rate with them, but they're the ones I ended up advancing. So they are my boys. They're my ride or dies right now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the Dak Prescott and George Pickens. What's up, Jamie and Chayato? How we doing? And I believe Billy here is going to, if you like playoff best ball, I believe it's in 3 hours. No, in what, 5 hours or 3 hours? I think in 3 hours he's gonna boot up some playoff best ball stuff. I do have some thoughts of like who I think's gonna do what, and like it's so up in the air because we have zero idea on seeding. But I kind of think the Bears are undervalued. I don't think people are respecting the Bears at all. So I kind of don't mind it. Oh, we already took Dak. So we're gonna take him, and I'm pretty into Cortland Sutton against Kansas City. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the. No, we're gonna actually move down. I haven't taken Aaron Jones yet. I know I have the Dak Pickens thing, so I want to make sure to get a little unique here. Pour one out for the early drafted Chiefs, Ravens, and Lions. And if things were to go the way that I expect them to go, I haven't. So what is it? Is it The Athletic has the playoff predictor thing? We'll play with that here in just a second. I just brought it up. Oh, I have to be a subscriber to look at it. Guess I'm not doing that. I haven't looked. I I'm assuming that the Lion or the Packers aren't a lock to get in the playoffs yet, and something tells me they're just not going to get there. Maybe it's pure hatred. Uh, maybe it's something smart. I don't know. We're going to take Malik Davis here. And then we're going to take Mr. Do we want Hawkinson or Ingram here? I might take Frisker here. I already have the one scroll down though. I probably don't need to, but we're gonna do it anyway. I like Frisker. He got limited uses last week, but he looked solid in doing it. Speaking of, we're gonna go to fantasy points, and we're gonna look up Malik Davis stuff and make sure I'm not just wasting my money. Okay, ESPN playoff machine. Okay. All right. So currently the Packers are the 7th seed. Yeah, so I guess they're kind of sort of locked in. Yeah. Yeah, they're a little more locked in than I thought. I don't think they're going to do anything in the playoffs though. But I've been out on them all year, so I wouldn't take my word for it. I don't think they're as good as everybody makes them out to be. If they're not going to be healthy as well, like, and it kind of feels like a year of destiny year on Chicago. So, like this week, Seattle plays Carolina. If Carolina wins the game, I think they lock up the division. And it is in Carolina. And we seen a few weeks ago a game nobody expected Carolina to win when the Rams traveled all the way across the country, just like the Seahawks are about to do, going in to Carolina for a game. Carolina big underdogs. Carolina performed well. Carolina's performed well every week that they're underdogs this year. I'm not predicting that they win, but I am predicting that it's a very close game. And I think it's like a 7.5 point spread, and I'm absolutely on the Carolina side of that bet. I'm not going to bet on it specifically, but I do think you can change the game outcomes at the top. Okay, sweet. I will play with that for sure. Yeah, for sure. I will definitely play with that. But we will. So our first team, we got Dak with Aaron Jones, Malik Davis, the Pickens, Malik Davis, Dak Prescott double stack with the McLaurin bring back, and then a skinny with Aaron Jones and Anthony Frisker here, like not like a mini game stack, not a just a little bring back thing, and completely avoiding the Kansas City game. That's what we're doing on that team. We will do a wildcat, and we will enter in 10 seconds for anybody who wants. I've done one. I did one way too early playoff Bestball draft, and I did it because I thought the Bears were underrated, and I got a gigantic Bear stack. The problem is the AFC team I took was the Ravens, because I didn't think anybody would be building out the Bears and Ravens. So we'll see. I don't feel very good about that. Not very good at all. Especially if things don't go correctly. So where do you... Oh, I I don't know how you select these here. But yeah, Houston, if Houston wins one more game, the AFC is locked, but not position of where they're drafting. And the NFC is who's still not eliminated. Yeah, I have no idea. I think it's the Lions, right? It's on week 16 games. Click on week 17. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. And we are waiting on 4 people for a Wildcat. 4 people for a Wildcat. Anybody? Copy. So let's say if the Vikings win, that locks them, right? But if this happens, and then in week 18, the Lions win, and the Packers lose, right? That takes Detroit there. If Green Bay wins, that puts them back. So Green Bay has to, they have to win one of 2. That's how this goes. Still waiting on 4. Yeah. So Green Bay's pretty close to locked. And then I believe as long as Houston wins 1, nothing else matters. They're 10-5. Yeah, that's just mathematically that's what that is. So that's interesting. Oh, nice. Does it simulate it? I'll mess with this sometime off stream, but we are doing a Wildcat. I am probably just gonna be live for about an hour today, maybe a little less. Maybe Christmas coming. I need to go do some stuff tonight as well. Tampa, I believe, only has a chance at winning their division. I think if let's say Tampa wins out, so Tampa. So if Tampa wins out, they replace the other wild card, and then the other Carolina, right? And Carolina only gets to 9 wins. And Green Bay already has more than that. So Tampa making the playoffs can't affect the 7 seed. Whoever wins that division is basically locked into the 4 seed. All right, we are at the 103. Packers are frauds, but they'll still be pathetic loser Ravens. Vibes are pretty bad in a lot of cities that have had success lately, So this week, what are we doing at running back? It really feels like it could be an Ashton Genty smash week. Very heavily feels that way. Colton Miller will be back. It feels like the Bengals are projected for 30 points. Chase Brown feels pretty good. I really like Saquon and James Cook, a lot, both of them. I think I think pushing running back may be the move this week. JSN and Trey McBride and Jamar Chase to me are the clear 1, 2, and 3. There's such a drop off at that. And I don't really view Achane above the rest of them at all. I think I like Saquon 101. If I were to just take a guess at somebody, I think it's Saquon. But or Trey McBride. It's probably actually Trey McBride. Trevor Lawrence going at 2. I'm going to go ahead and take... I think these ADPs are going to change a lot throughout the week. I do think that, like, tight end, I think Trey McBride has a good case for the 101. Yeah, like, it's Cook or Saquon to me at running back. That I do agree. I don't know which one to go with. Cook has been more reliable at doing something, but the Bills' run defense is not good at all. So both could work, right? And I think Jonathan Taylor did a little bit this past week, but the Jags' run defense has been really, really good. And I'm actually Chase Brown over Taylor this week, which feels weird. I might even be Genty over Taylor. Am I crazy for thinking Genty over Taylor here? I mean, I will take Taylor here just in case this becomes a rare pairing throughout the week. I honestly believe that Trey McBride will move up, but I think Jonathan Taylor will move down when the projection drafters start coming in. I was hoping I could push Higgins there. That didn't work out. So at wide receiver, like, I think it's pretty dead after T. Higgins. We could go AJ Brown, could go Evans, could just go Drake May. We're just gonna go Drake May. I'm getting a feeling also that I'm going to end up with a lot of Drake May. Philly versus Hurts, not sure of. Jacoby versus the Bengals, I'll probably end up with a little bit of. But I don't think he has a gigantic ceiling. I just want to make sure I have a couple teams with McBride. Evans versus Miami is pretty juicy as well. I agree. I went pretty heavy in on him last week, and it didn't work out. So I'm going to be probably more skittish than I should be. But I do think that is a really good matchup for sure. And I'll probably be a little out on Bucky again. Miami's run D is better than everybody's leading on. For sure. I think that they've been massively improved since they traded away Phillips, which is wild. Excuse me. We'll do the little stack here. We got Drake May, we got Steph Diggs, Jonathan Taylor, Trey McBride, 1-1-1-1. I think Cardinals will play ball. Bengals only know how to pass. I think so too. And I'm probably gonna mix in mix in a little Michael Wilson, right? Or not Michael Wilson. What's his name? Oh, not Michael Wilson. The other side of the ball. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, the running back, Michael Carter. That's why I was confused. I'll definitely be mixing in Michael Carter this week. I'm going to like Michael Carter more than I'm going to like Marvin Harrison this week, most likely. Marv still doesn't show that he can be a solid running or guy this year. It definitely has me a little worried. Rico getting absolutely nuked versus the Seahawks makes sense. I probably don't want 0 though. He didn't he have a pretty good game against the Rams? I guess not. I guess he did not. So Like with this game specifically, I'm going like I think Ramon. Like if Trey, I'm gonna end up with a bit of Ramondre if Travion ends up getting ruled out late in the week. Tony Pollard, though, I think is a fair click this week as well. So we got Drake May to Diggs. We got a Jonathan Taylor, Jacoby bring back situation. We got Trey McBride, and we have that's it. That's what we got. That's who we're going to war with. All right, we're gonna do another Christmas hurry up. I'll join in 10 seconds. Yeah, the thing that's true is that this slate is pretty ugly. I'm pretty into Jawan Johnson on the main slate. I think I'll be overweight Jawan Johnson. I'll probably be overweight Hunter Henry. And by that, I mean, I like to spread. Like, I'm not going to have 20% of any of those. I'll probably mix them in at field, right? Like, if they're drafted every time, I'll probably have them at 17%. But I like to spread out my tight end exposures at the end. All right. I've done a bunch of these. I've got the 101 a single time. So let's hope it's not Jahmyr Gibbs that you need. That would not be fun. We got the 103. Yeah, I do think that game's going to be a shootout too, but Vegas does as well. They do have the Bengals. I don't know what the spread is, but the implied point total is 30 to 23 and a half, right? Like 30 and a half or 30 and a half to 23 and a half. Which means they're expecting a lot of points. We'll go ahead and take Pickens here. If we take Pickens there, this player has to decide if they want to like do Dak plus Javonte or pull up a different. Like you put the 4 hole in a situation, they have to decide if they want to bring up a quarterback or not, right? So now I have to decide if I want one of these quarterbacks or if I'm fine with Mariota. Or, I mean, I guess I could scroll down for one of the other guys. I haven't done that yet. Maybe we do that. I haven't done it yet. You got what? Josh Chris Oladokin and Max Brosmer, maybe? JJ's already ruled out. Nice. I would absolutely love to get JMO here. So I'm the last one that needs a wide receiver or a quarterback, so no reason to take one there. We're going to go ahead and take JMO. And we'll probably go ahead and take Kelsey on this team. I've actually ended. I think the wide receivers on this slate are very, very strong. And I'm getting to too many 3 wide receiver builds on the Thanksgiving or on the Christmas slate. And I do, yeah, I agree with this too. It could be a Powers week. Genty or Powers, one of those two should probably have a really massive game. A low-owned guy, I'm probably going to mix in. Like, and by mix in, I mean if I do 100 drafts, which is my goal, I would like 1 or 2 shares. That's Trey Tucker. Like, I think mixing in Trey Tucker into a chalk lineup, like if you just take a chalk lineup, I think that's a good way to diversify your chalk lineup. Do I think that this is something that's going to work? No. Do I want to make sure I have at least a share of it? Yes. We will go ahead and take Rice here and then take Oladokin. I don't expect Rice to play, but it'll be basically a clean swap into Xavier Worthy or Pat Bryant if I want to go that route. Because I don't think I could swap into anything except for that late game, but I'm fine with that. And considering that almost all of my Rice will probably be tied, like this is the first time I've taken him. It'll mostly be tied to either Oludokin or old Ryu here. You got to make sure we draft Ryu. Like, we got, like, I want to, like, being able to transfer into a piece into that game makes a lot of sense. So we got Ryu, RJ Harvey, Pickens, Jamo, Rashi, and Kelsey. We got the double stack there. We got the RJ Harvey Broncos dominate on the run, and they don't take Kansas City seriously. And Oladokin throws a couple fireballs downfield, hits Rice and Kelsey a few times. Kelsey, absolute hero, last game in Kansas City, smashes. That's the story we're telling. We're going to do... What do we have here? Do we have the playbook still? Let's see what the 12-person playbook's at. If anybody wants to look at a 12-person playbook. I'll sit here for a second. I doubt everybody's going to want to do this, but I think Mayfield is going to kill every week 17. He has been pretty fire, and so is Mike Evans. Mike Evans is always fire on week 17 also, right? Every single year that he plays. So that's obviously not going to fill. So let's go with... There's so many contests in the lobby. We'll do another Wildcat, and we'll join in 10 seconds. Yeah, I don't know exactly what he's done in Week 17 on Mayfield's side, but I know that Mike Evans has done pretty well. And, oh yeah, people do forget. What's up, Nick? People do forget about Darius Slayton in Week 17. That is a fact. I'm one of those people. I'm people in this scenario. I'm definitely people here. We got I really think that those three are the top picks this week for sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna full fade the Giants passing game this week. I think I'm comfortable doing it. They passed the ball 2 times in the first half last week. I'm assuming because they're afraid that Jackson Dart will do nothing but run the ball and get himself hurt. So I think I'm comfortable full fading that. How many yards did Jackson Dart have? last week. 33, right? He had 13 pass attempts and 33. I'm fairly positive they've made a decision they're just not going to allow him. And I think they want the first overall pick, right? So I think from an ownership perspective, maybe they've called down, said something. If you look at how they played that week, last week, they weren't trying to win the game. And the one thing they were absolutely trying to do is make sure he didn't run headfirst into another concussion. I'm going to play that that's not a fluke and that's a trend. And I'm just going to full fade all the Giants in that game, which is one of the reasons I'm kind of bullish on Ashton Genty on top of it. Because if the Raiders get anything at all going, I think that they're going to be up by a bit. And I don't think the Giants are going to show any fight. I think they're just going to let Genty run all over them. So that's kind of what I believe is going to happen in that game. We'll see. We'll see how wrong I am whenever it comes to it. But to me, that makes sense. I don't like full fade stands, but the Raiders shouldn't be trying to win either. Like, I do agree with that. Like, it definitely shouldn't be. And Genty goes. Buster Boys has been in both of these. Yeah, absolutely take T. Higgins and Joe Burrow here. We're just going to do the thing. I don't care if Josh Allen's on the board. I just want the game stack. We're going to do the game stack. And I agree that the Raiders shouldn't be trying to win either. But if the Raiders, if they both just decide they're going to run the ball straight at the defense, like, that's positive for Genty and negative for the passing game of the Giants, right? So that's kind of in the thesis that the Giants passing is bad. And it's not like Ashton Genty himself is going to try to play bad, right? He's going to try to put good things on tape. And if he can break one, he's going to break one. Now, it's going to be hard to break one behind that line, especially if they run right at the middle. But the Raiders tried to win last week, and they shouldn't have been. So, they almost went in and upset the Texans. They're obviously trying to some extent, and the Giants didn't look like they were trying at all last week. So, that's just by my view of what I personally seen. Tyrone Tracy had 16 attempts for 71 yards last week. I think it's going to be something similar. And Singletary had, another 16 attempts or something? He had 11. Another 11 attempts. Yeah, he really was. And I think we might see the same thing from Travis Kelce this week. I think we'll get an actual word on what's going on there after this week. So this feels really bad down here, doesn't it? Maybe the double early running back is fine. We're going to do, I'm actually going to be in on, this is the first time you're going to hear me say it, but I'm in on Kenneth Walker this week, guys. I do believe that the Panthers will put up a fight. I do believe in the West Coast, East Coast thing. But I also believe that Carolina has turned into the run defense we thought they were going to be starting the season after playing a bunch of bad run defense or run offenses early in the year. So let me make sure I'm not making that up. So to start the year, the Panthers played the Jaguars, who hadn't figured anything out yet. The Cardinals, they randomly shut out the Falcons. I remember that. The Patriots, did they run all over them? Oh, that was back when they were being stubborn with everything. So the Patriots, yeah, I guess maybe they were decent run defense. Like, I don't know what happened, but they are not as good against the run as they were to start the season. When McMillan makes it back around, I'm interested. I don't mind moving down the board a lot this week. It's not a great matchup for McMillan, I don't think, this week. What's up, Zero? How we doing? And Waddle, I would like some if I had any faith at all. And Mr. Ewers. Yeah, we'll go ahead and build out that game stack as well. So we got Joe Burrow to Higgins with the McBride bring bag. We got Tet and Kenneth Walker, and we got Travion, who we're probably going to swap out to. We'll see like what I end up doing with my swap ranks later. There are some ugly, ugly names on this list. Wow. I'm probably going to end up with either a lot of Carter or a lot of Tyrone Tracy this week. I was out on Tracy last week. I'll probably be in on this week. Let's try the 12-man again. Let's see what the 12-man's at. The 12-person playbook. Still at 7. Got it. All right, Christmas, hurry up. We'll join in 10 seconds. Are the Panthers super injured right now? Is that what's going on? I probably said something that didn't matter. Let's look up Panthers injury by week. Well, I like the Panthers as a team. I just don't think they're very good against the run anymore. Like, if you go to the fantasy points data and you look at their progression of where they started the year and where they're trending and all that, they are trending downwards in run defense. We got Crossface at the 101. We got the 103. Good luck, Crossface. All you need to do to get the 101 is to jump into the draft with me in the hurry up here. Yes, it did. That was like an hour ago. Stream started 38 minutes ago, guy. And there you go. I'll read it for you. I'll translate like two people that are mad at each other who won't talk to each other. I'm the mediator. You're welcome. I do what I can, guys. That's what I can do. That's all I have to offer is that. That's it. I've been taking Amon-Ra at 3 a little bit. But I will absolutely I fully believe Amon-Ra is going to play. Like, I fully believe it. He finished the game with the injury. I don't think this is a Bucky Irving situation, you know. We'll take the highest ADP since we got a little, like, we got almost a fall, I guess. It was a knee injury, non-participant in Monday's injury report. He had a walkthrough, but like he like barely banged up his knee. But he went back into the game. I do think that that's kind of why. I do think that that's why Khalif Raymond got a lot of usage. Maybe Khalif Raymond is a really good pick in this. Actually, after talking it out, I bet Khalif Raymond's a really good pick. We're gonna do. I'm fine with any of those. I assumed he'd go JMO and Sutton. So I went ahead and pulled the guy up that I wanted there. We'll be able to do Mariota. We'll have to add Khalif Raymond to the list of draftable players. Because if we look at Raymond, he had 14 points last week. Do we want... Why not? We'll just take Montgomery or Mariota there. And I was talking up Raymond, so maybe we just pull up Raymond and RJ may just drop 30 this week. I'm not positive that it happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I think he's good for like 18 points for sure. So we got Mariota to McLaurin. We have the double Dallas with Ferg, CD, and then Khalif Raymond here. I'm ending with a lot less two running back builds in these, and I should probably fix that. All right, so we're doing another one. Sorry, I wasn't even paying. Sorry, Crossface, I wasn't paying attention. I noticed you were in there. I got to talking. I didn't look at your team. That's my fault. So we're gonna join another one in 10 seconds. I hope, my hope for the weekend, as I started the stream off with, I want Josh Jacobs to be quarterback for the Packers this week. That's what I want. I want something to happen to where Josh Jacobs starts a quarterback and gives me 45 points this week. That's what I want. We got, yeah. Well, he is their emergency quarterback, right? So if something happened, like if both quarterbacks can't go, I haven't seen news on Willis yet, but if both can't go and something happens early on in the game to the other quarterback, we get Jacob Wildcat for the whole game. And that sounds fun to me. Like having several shares of him in the Bestball finals. Like that sounds like a lot of fun. Like Jacobs plus Eugene Wilson in the backfield. Like, does that not sound fun? It'd probably be frustrating because he'd probably hand the ball off and not get any of the touchdowns himself. But letting him throw the ball a few times would be fantastic. It would also murder all of the wide receivers for the Packers. And The only one I have a share of, I think, left is who was it? I have a golden share alive. Yeah, no, yeah, it would be hilarious. Like Jacobs is going to be hard to advance at this point, right? Um, yeah, like I'm gonna guess that whenever the cards come in, well, let's just look. So for Bestball Mania, in Bestball Mania, there are only 30 teams advancing Josh Jacobs. In the Poodle, which I have him in, he is, I guess, 22. So not as low owned as I was hoping, but still, that's pretty solid. 22 at 370, right? That's like 8% owned. So basically at field. All right, we go Bo Nix here. And we'll go Travis Kelce. $30 Jacobs teams in the BBM, so definitely hard to advance. Right, yeah. And I also have 2 Josh Jacobs teams. Right, and well, I have so in the Poodle, that's the thing. I pulled Josh Jacobs up to the 102, 103, specifically to pair him with Josh Jacobs. I got that team to the finals. So I don't think there will be another Puka plus Josh Jacobs team in that pod for sure, right? So if Puka nukes and Jacobs nukes, like I have a clear path, correct? Like, so that's my path to big money this year. And I don't think very many people would have done that. I don't feel great about it either. I'm just saying that's the path that I have. There are 4 Jacob Puka teams in the How in the world did that happen? That's crazy. I am not alive in the German Superflex. I lost out by 1 point. I ran pretty good last night, so I was going to get between 2 and 7 teams through. I got 6. The only one I didn't get through was the German Shepherd Superflex, and I lost it on the long CMC run at the end by a single point. So I don't feel that bad about it. I feel pretty solid about the way that it all played out, honestly. So we're gonna go. We're just gonna take him, and we're gonna take him. Build out a big game stack in that game. Right? Yeah. I don't feel fantastic that Jacobs is going to hit by any means, but if he does hit, I feel like it's really, really good to have Puka Josh Jacobs, right? Like I feel like that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, we're gonna join a Wildcat in 10 seconds. I would prefer to do the 12-man, but nobody seems to be wanting to do the 12-mans today, so. Yeah, Puka's overrepresented to the field. So what's we got the 106, which is kind of where I want to draft right now, actually. So Josh Jacobs. So let's go Puka plus Chase Brown here. 17 got Chase Brown. But I'll be the only one that has all three, right? Because I pulled Puka way up. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I actually have is this combination. And it actually has James Cook on it too. So basically, I mean, it's a 3-player combination. So that's pretty owned. I'm assuming that's very owned. Yeah. So it definitely feels a little weird. And those are the only 3 running backs I have that are alive, but they're all solid pieces. No, yeah, I spent I didn't do a lot of BBM, but if I did, I probably would have pulled some Puka up to the front to get pairings like that. Not that it would have made it through, but hey, what's up, Doc? How we doing? Yeah, that like whenever you start getting to 3 or 4 combinations, it just gets harder and harder to, have the pairings. It absolutely was the Diggs week, and I didn't necessarily require it, but it felt really good because Diggs put me way over, and I absolutely smashed my matchup. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and just take Saquon and Chase Brown here. Yeah, so next year, the Almond stuff, I was very wrong on for the season. And honestly, doing dailies as much as I have is why I realized how wrong I was. Because my thought was more for I was drafting it like it was drafters more than I was for playoff best, like for the playoff scenario in Underdog on Amon Ra only, because there are several weeks where I think Amon's the 1 or 2, right, in the daily slates. So, and my whole thing with Amon Ra not taking him, I mean, I was a little worried about the offensive line and all that, but to go all the way down to 4% felt bad. He absolutely has the ceiling that I was like to be wide receiver 1. Now, in a single week, which is what you need. It's about a single week upside, not upside throughout the season. So I was absolutely wrong with that. That is something that I will definitely adjust whenever I do my ranks next year, for sure. A miracle. I'm missing like 6 players in my poodle that I advanced. So I also kind of need a miracle. I was just overweight on all the wide receivers, soft faded Genty and CMC. And CMC got you there, right? I am not doing any golf, by the way. What's up, Steve? How we doing? And all right, so we got Drake May made it all the way back. I was saying earlier, I kind of want some, like, do I want him? Yeah, I think I'm just going to take him and Myers. I think Trevor Lawrence and Jacoby Myers. I know last week Jacoby didn't really get there. It was Parker Washington. But he still had 4 for 45. And the Colts, we just watched the Niners absolutely destroy them. Pierce, oh, that. Yeah, my sprint team's not doing too bad. We could look at it. I'm like 100 points away from first, but I might be able to get to like the $1,000 payout, maybe kind of thing. I have 327 points. I've averaged 170 a week. It's actually solo Trevor Lawrence, but it's only got 2 running backs that matter. Is the problem? The wide receivers are just hitting pretty well. I expect but one of those running backs is RJ Harvey, who honestly could absolutely smash again this week. I don't know who all has sprint teams that are out there, but we'll look at mine here in a second. Yeah, like the wide receivers on that team are insane. And it's got Drake London as a skeleton piece there too. So if Drake London has like a 30 burger, it'll jump me way up in the sprint. So we get T-Law there. I like Juwan Johnson a lot this week. I know I've already said that. I might just double stack Trevor Lawrence with the bring back of Alec Pierce here. Or, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we got Trevor Lawrence, Saquon, Chase Brown, Jacoby, Alec Pierce, Britton Strange. Not bad. Not bad. All right, here's the sprint team that I got. Daniel Jones, Michael Penix, and Trevor Lawrence. And then Algier, B-Rob, Jordan Mason, and then RJ Harvey, James Cook, Adonai Mitchell, Shaheed, Jaden Higgins, Travis Hunter, JSN, Drake London, Puka, Harold Fannin, Sanders, and Tyler Warren, who hasn't mattered. He got me there, right? So it's put up a bunch of points right now. I don't know where I'm at on the overall ranks. Where is... Yeah, I'm at 200. Yeah, like, yeah, QB holding on for dear life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I cannot argue that. All right, we're going to do... Let's try a Saturday playbook for anybody who wants to join. We're going to do a Saturday playbook. I haven't looked at this contest yet. This will be the which 2 games? Oh, it's the Chargers and the Packers game. Quarterback feels pretty... Wow, this is going to be wild, right? Like, do you push up quarterback all the way to the top because of the uncertainty on Love and Willis? Like, what do you do? Or you punt quarterback and then just let yourself get pushed into that. Yeah, all of them have really bad matchups. You are correct. I do think that I don't know. I would probably take Herbert. Doesn't look like anybody's going to join, so I will pop out and do something people will do. We will check the 12-man playbook again. Still waiting on 7. That lobby is never going to fill. All right, Wildcat and 10. Christmas is the same. though with the third game, could I have Josh Johnson, Max Brosmer? I mean, isn't Oludokin or Olryu the worst of those? Like, I know I took an Oludokin team earlier, but I can't really condone it. It's just I think we're gonna have like I would feel very comfortable with Josh Johnson over Oludokin. So that's where I'm at. I don't think you I'm calling him Ryu or Fireball. I don't know. I'm not gonna call him by his legal last name. Oludokin is, I believe, actually how you pronounce it. Waiting on 2 for a Wildcat, and I will probably head out after this. So the community thinks that JSN should be the 101 this week. I'm kind of in on McBride 101. I want equal. I want to be sure I'm equal on all of them. Just think about these BR ADPs when you're drafting big boards next month. Yeah. Yeah, we do. We got Steve-O speaking the 3. I got the 6. Crossface in the 1. Alex W in the 4. If you're here, shout out. I will try to remember to review your team, Crossface, this time. Last time I got preoccupied and talking and ranting. Okay, I thought that was you. What's up, the Lion? We got the Lion here at 4. Alex W2202. Give me 1 second. Hey, we're back. Thank you. Yeah, no, I was talking for a little bit. I was saying that on Friday. So yeah, I mean, I think McBride could be the 101. But anyway, so on Friday, at the current moment, I don't have anything planned. I may end up going out with my father to eat, but either way, like whenever I get, like if we don't do that at 4 p.m., I'm probably going to jump on for a couple hours and draft. If that does, like if I do that, whenever I get home, I'm just gonna draft the rest of the night anyway. I'll probably hop on stream and do that for sure. since I don't have anything to go, and then I can complain about how I'm already dead in all my pods. Everybody will like to hear that. One person in here will be like, I have a chance. I'm kind of rooting. I think I'm rooting for George Pickens. I'm basically overall I'm rooting for low offense on Christmas Day. I think most of my plays are not on that day. We want Michael Wilson and Devonta Smith here. That's what we want. And then if Jalen Hurts came back, we'll take him. I'm assuming that Alex here wants Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's building it out. It would make absolute sense for him to do that. Cards needs Debo to ball out. We all are going to have majorly different things to root for. Absolutely. Like, there's no way around it. Congratulations to Zero, who I believe got a team to the BBM finals as well. Everybody congratulate him. Hopefully I'm not wrong. I got a Nico team through in the flock. So I still have a Nico team alive as well, which is pretty fun. But yeah, I only have George Pickens alive on my poodle that day. And in my fourth quarter stuff, I don't know where I'm at. I have nothing on team one. Nothing on team. Oh no, Pat Bryant, who probably is dead, right? I mean, I would be like, it does suck that you didn't have two there, like one in each. That would have been fantastic. Like that, but you also didn't think you had any hope going into the week, right? Like you weren't expecting that team to be a team that got you there. And the Brock Purdy explosion kind of came out of nowhere and gave you hope. All right, so we got Tyler Shuck, to Juwan Johnson, Chase Brown, Ashton Genty, Michael Wilson, and Devonta Smith here. My DK Millie team is so dead. I was relying on Adam Thielen. Man, getting one almost there in 20 bullets is fantastic. That is a ton of points from last night. All right, Alex faded here. Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown, to James Cook bring back, Jonathan Taylor, Harold Fannin, and Parker Washington. I think I'm Parker Washington over BTJ right now. I've also taken Parker Washington. I believe it was in a 12-man, though. And I think I pulled him up the board. I think I pulled him way up the board, actually. Let me go. I'm going to continue looking through this real quick. Looking for things. Oh, so I have David Montgomery, Aaron Jones on this one. Yeah, I'm getting a Joe Burrow double stack with a Michael Wilson bring back to the finals with Gesicki, a triple stack in the fourth quarter contest. This should be pretty unique since it was a pretty high scoring week, and it has Josh Jacobs on it who scored nothing, right? So I've got the Joe Burrow triple stack with Michael Wilson, like that's got to be a super unique thing. All right, so Steve-O speak here. Trevor Lawrence, just naked Trevor Lawrence, which I need to do some of. He might have been going for Parker. I don't know. Trey McBride, Olave, Mike Evans, Ramondre, who I'm going to wait until we hear official word on Travion before I start taking Ramondre. But this is about where he should go against the Jets if he's out. Like I think anywhere after like Mike Evans goes, like it's fair game. Like the rest of the draft. And Michael Carter, who I was talking about earlier, who I want to mix in. We have crossface here, JSN, T. Higgins, Bucky Irving, Drake May, Steph Diggs, Hunter Henry, the double stack. The Drake May, Diggs, and Henry. Solo running back Bucky, T. Higgins. Like, I like that team. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. Have a great Christmas and Christmas Eve. I don't think I'll be on for the next 2 days. But I will be on for sure at some point on Friday. Gainwell is pretty awesome. Running back thinned out. Like the scroll running backs don't feel good, right? Like I'm going to get to some of him. I'm going to get to Gainwell for sure. I've already taken Pollard a bit. I think you could even scroll all the way down. Like Breece Hall being all the way down here isn't correct. Like he should at least be getting drafted a little more than that. Tajay Spears, I think, is clickable. Nobody's entertaining Audric Estime like they shouldn't be. And Alvin Kamara, like, I don't think he's going to end up playing. But this is, I guess it would have been last week for the last home game, right? So maybe he just doesn't come back now. I don't know. But if he does end up playing, like, he absolutely is draftable against the Titans. But anyway, I'll see everybody. Take care. Good luck to everybody in their finals. And I will talk to everybody on Friday. Thank you for popping in, Pound. Good luck to you as well. Peace.